Get.
Diget and Minty here. Over there we got the gargoyle. Hanging out. That's Mia, Stu's dog. And it's a quick trip. And also night vision. Got Bindi, the pointy dog. And where is she? Prickle, the semi-pointy dog.
Yeah. Three bitches. Three musketeers. Pretty formidable team, these guys. See how they go. A couple of them are sporting small injuries from a few days ago. Nothing too serious, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't slow them down. But, they're all keen as mustard. All keen as mustard. They had a taste of boar maybe 4 days ago. Yeah, they hadn't been hunting for a couple of weeks before that due to vehicle issues, so they're all raring to go, aren't you girls?
Hopefully we can give them something decent, cross our fingers and everything else, because we've been out some we both catch plenty of pigs, just together it's been pretty useless.
It has been, yeah. I think probably the last half a dozen hunts we've been on, yeah, lucky to have pulled what, 1 or 2 mob pigs maybe.
Yeah, and not even big mob pigs.
No.
What do you reckon, Dig? Hey, Minnie? Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, they're off the track.
Excellent. Which side? Excellent. There we go. Might be lucky and they'll get them down on the road.
Coming this way.
Grab that just so it's not sitting in the ute.
Yep.
Turn that one off.
Gammon. Interesting.
It is.
These other two are 170. They'd nearly be in that creek, eh? Just about. So if gone into the scrub, then there's a pretty good chance of a pig there.
Dig doesn't seem convinced.
Nah.
If Digi's not convinced, there's a good chance those ones of mine are just exhibiting a little bit of...
My dogs have been taking turns at being, there you go, at being pretty crap.
Yeah.
Like, Pepper was going crap for a while.
Yeah. That's a bail. I think. It's moving on them though. It is moving.
That's better.
That's better.
I'll give these other two a second just to get there and I'll start her up. There's no squealing yet.
Nah, that's a good sign.
I'd say it's probably the same pig.
Gosh. Yep. Good nice if it's that boar that you've been chasing.
Oh. He gives me the runner, I get close to him every time and he breaks, even with Pepper and that.
True.
And he runs, and he does 50 laps of this fucking valley. I know I've marked all his pads now because I'm like, I'm going to fucking catch you out here. I'm going to be waiting here. Cause he doesn't get out of the valley, he just goes round and round and round and round.
Right. Oh, it's that thing going, you know. Pig's got to be lucky every time. Only got to be lucky once.
Yeah, that's it. And you watch them and they're getting a pattern and you're like, I'm going to fuck this pattern up. You're going to be trotting around thinking, yep, got away again. And you're standing there with a shotgun and go, fucking boot.
Oh, that's
I don't care how I get you, I'll get you, bud.
Yeah.
All treed, 80 metres. I'll just pull up here. It's still a bale.
Still a bale.
Oh, come on. I was going to say, he could just be in a shit spot, but he might be on the other bank yet. I think he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What was that, Stu? Just
go up this bank and try and come around on top of it.
Yeah.
Because they're up this gully. But if we try and approach it from up this thick stuff, there's every chance he'll break. That's if we can even get there because it's full of rubbish. So we go up this slope and come around and
force us into trying to get out of the bullet gully at pace as well. It is that big boar, he's made a mistake going into this gully. Fucking hell.
Bugger. Could have taken the shot. Oh well.
He's a good pig.
He is a good pig. He's probably a good pig. That's right. Right. I think he's going to stick around.
So how was this, Stu?
This was excellent, mate. Especially since it's the first decent boar we've got together in the last at least half a dozen hunts, if not longer. So got a couple of mob pigs earlier in the morning along the track. That was good. Actually took the sting out of the dogs a bit, got their keenness out, which meant that when they did find this bugger and stop him, nobody was tempted to do anything heroically stupid and go in and try and get hold of it and end up with more orifices than they started the day with. So it was we just pulled onto this next block, poking along the track, across the creek. My three jumped and bailed straight up the track. And Diget and Minty, they could smell him, and they sort of ducked down to the creek a little bit, obviously picking up some scent, and weren't too interested, came back, and then it was probably a minute later this lot just started up. They followed him up the creek for a bit. He didn't pull up straight away. He wasn't bolting for it, but he wasn't stopping for them either. They finally brought him to bail in a tiny little creek just off the main creek. We snuck up around there. Yeah, he was hiding under a pandanus, and as soon as he was onto us, as soon as he perceived we were there, he broke. And both of us thought that for all money he was going to go for another few hundred metres. But luckily he ran up into this more open stuff, and the dogs pulled him up fairly quickly within about 50 metres, which was really welcome. So got to the bail there, some pretty tight viney stuff. One track in, one track out. We're both pretty nervous there because he was giving us the hairy eyeball, and I pulled up to a spot where I could shoot, and I was all tangled up in vines and knew that if he decided to break out past us, then I wasn't going to be able to get out of the way real quickly. So I had 3 dogs on our side and 2 dogs on the other side of him, and it was a bit of a tight shot, that one. Normally one I wouldn't be comfortable taking with the dogs behind the pig like that, but I was confident in the rifle and the way the rounds act. I'll never get pass-throughs with this thing, and I waited until the closest dog was far enough away that if it had skipped over the top it would have missed her, sort of thing. And thankfully the 200 grain 44-40 slug dropped this bloke like a sack of spuds, and he's a good solid pig, this one. Yep. Probably one Bo's been chasing around here for last few hunts. Managed to escape. They're pretty good at it, but as we were saying on the way into the pig, the pig's got to be lucky every time. We've only got to be lucky once, and we were lucky, and we got him. Nice, fat, mature Rainforest hog. He'll be the lord of all these surveys in this block. I doubt there'd be a bigger, better pig than this floating around. So he was boss man, and we got him. All. So the property owners will be happy. So 3 pigs at least for the day. We'll probably drop the guts out of this bloke quickly, and we'll keep on walking up this track, see what else we can pick up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's a wild story.
good size.
The dogs managed to clear out a few more hogs for the day, but nothing of much size. So after a while, we decided to head back. What's this, Stu?
This is a piece of worked stone. So we're just come across this rock shoulder that Bo found last time he was up here. We came in looking for rock art, and there's a little depression here. It could be, you know, it sort of looked significant, I guess. And yep, yeah. See, this is a piece of stone that's been actually worked and flaked. It's probably a flake off a larger piece, but you can see that see these pressure flaked edges, and this has been worked into an actual edge. So this is a tool making site, which is very cool. Not surprising, because it's a significant shelter. It's probably one of the bigger and better ones in the whole area. So this would be somewhere people would have camped up and spent a bit of time making some tools. There's some good stone to be had around here as well for tool making. Quite a bit of volcanic stuff. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. I'm sure if we kept on looking, we'd probably find more. See that there? See the evenness of that edge, and the flakes off it. That's been worked as well. So likely these are the leavings. These are the scraps that have been worked off bigger pieces of tools. But yeah, these are all possibly a scraper or a hand axe, something like that. But yeah, I reckon if we kept on looking around, we'll find more and more pieces like this. Yeah. Well, there's a perfect example. Look here, bro. That's the beginning of an axe. If ever I've seen one. Stone axe there. Yep. Would have been used for chopping, scraping. So probably some people would be very interested in the location of this site.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm very surprised not to see any art up here, but I mean, given the local climate and conditions, they're not really conducive to the longevity of any ochre paintings. Pretty harsh environment. It's not like the dry country caves. It does look very much like a smear of ochre. So that's not actually the local mud. That's some ground ochre that's been turned into paint, is my guess. See, it's been sort of splashed up here.
Brushed.
Yeah, brushed down there, or flung. So whether there's any actual painting surviving is anyone's guess, but a bigger torch would probably help you out quite a lot in here.
Yeah.
That's up too high for any animal to have.
And with the lack of it anywhere else.
The lack of it anywhere else, exactly. Yes.
Why would it be just here?
Exactly. Yeah. So I reckon if I was going to hazard a guess, I would say this was probably their fireplace, their hearth.
Yeah.
Right here. Bit of shelter with those couple of rocks, and sat here out of the weather making tools.